disturbing the salah. You are. Because basically all the men sit here and do what you have to and watching you people.
Lower the gaze. We're not asking them to do.
We saw a room to our left that was quite empty, and so we went inside. So there were about 7 women that night, and so we arranged ourselves in the last line of this room, so right at the back, and slowly we saw that the few men that were in the room actually moved forward and left. So we thought it would be fine, and we started praying. A somewhat elderly man came and approached us, and well, it ended up being violent, but he started off with asking if we had permission to pray in the mosque, and we told him that we didn't need permission to pray in the mosque because a mosque is obviously the house of God, and all believers should be welcome in that space, and it should be a safe space for all of us. But nothing that we said was listened to. Well, he didn't listen to anything that we said.
If you look at the Quran and how the Quran stipulates men and women should be, where they should be in the mosque, it is better for a man should be in the front, and then children, and then hermaphrodites, and then women. It is the better space for a woman, but the Quran itself stipulates where a woman and a man and a child and everything else in between, their places are in a mosque. But that also just proves that a woman has a space in the mosque, right?
What I've learned from this is that men in this community don't have a problem with being violent towards women. It's quite disturbing, and you can see that the misogyny is quite entrenched. I mean, obviously it doesn't speak to all men, certainly not to men in my circles, people that I associate with, but there is a large element of this, and one of the ways we see this is that most of the men didn't stop this man or those men when they did attack us and verbally abuse us.
In no way did we intend on social media becoming a platform of discussion in the way that it has. And it has taken on a life of its own in terms of dialogue. And as the discussion opened, many women were sharing their stories.
This is a long, hard fight, right? It's definitely not something that can be changed in possibly the next few months. And the basis for us wanting to do this is not to just change one mosque, to look at one mosque and say, let us in. It's all mosques across South Africa. And that's difficult because you're not changing a space. You're not changing the architectural space of something. You're changing people's mindsets.